family on the radio and the television series, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Rick went on to become a teen idol. He sold over 35 million records, and 2 years ago, Playgirl magazine named him one of the top 10 sexiest men in America. He is back in New York now. He'll be singing some familiar tunes at Madison Square Garden this coming Saturday night. I think we're not going to see the videotape, obviously, of the song. I beg your pardon?
It's coming.
Are we going to see it today?
There it is.
There it is.
Even as we speak.
All right now.
Rick probably never wants to
I
see
learned
this.
my lesson well. You see, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
That song came out of a Garden appearance back in 1971, and at the time the papers quoted you as saying, "I am never coming to Madison Square Garden again," because apparently when you tried to introduce some new songs, some of the Rick Nelson fans in the crowd were less than pleased and began to boo.
Well, that did happen. The booing happened, but I never really mentioned that I didn't want to come back again, you know, to Madison Square Garden. But,
when somebody boos you, what does that feel like? That's got to be awful.
yeah, it's not a good feeling, you know. I didn't know. I've heard so many different stories of why the booing happened. Somebody said the police were taking out a drunk and those kind of things. But
when you're standing on stage, Rick, you really don't know.
No.
And I wasn't at that concert, but you did finish and everything. You didn't walk off or...
oh, I just kept smiling.
Didn't lose your
you know.
cool or anything. That must be terribly hard to do, to stand there and smile and say, what is going on beyond the footlights?
Yeah, it was real confusing, you know, because I didn't think we were doing that badly. You know,
It sounds pretty good to me, right?
You know, yeah.
Now, you're saying that you never said at that time that you would not return to Madison Square Garden. How did that get started?
Oh, I really don't know. It's the same as, you know, Ricky and Rick, you know? That whole thing about dropping the Y, and I mean, that's my name, so it doesn't matter what people call me. Yeah.
In conjunction with doing a show such as this one at Madison Square Garden, I know there must be an awful lot of promotional work involved. How many of these interviews or guest appearances have you done in the last 24 hours, let's say?
Oh, boy, I started, yeah, at 8 o'clock
This morning?
yeah, and flew in from Los Angeles the night before, you know, so I really don't know, probably about...
You're probably dying to get out of here, right?
12 or 13 or something, you know.
He's already getting out of his chair.
No.
You must miss your family. I know you're a very happily married man. I mean, Playgirl may have had that spread about you being one of the sexiest, and you are. You're certainly very sexy, but I'm sure they didn't emphasize the fact that you are happily married with, was it 4 children, 5?
I have four children,
Four
yeah.
children.
And actually, that's a little bit wrong too, because I, you know, yeah, I'm divorced.
Oh.
You know.
Never mind.
But you know what's great, Heidi, is that when he was married, there was a time in the marriage that Rick and his wife were unbelievably happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
In
I'm
fact,
not gonna throw away that research. Where do we get that?
My kids are happy.
his kids are very, very happy, and Rick is a happy guy. It's just that at the present time, he's not too happily married. You know what I'm saying?
One of the kids is doing very well. Am I not right about
Tracy,
that? Tracy,
yeah,
doing
she is.
great.
She really is.
Right, square pegs, and she apparently got that job all by herself with
She
no
did.
help
It
from
was
you.
a real surprise to me that, you know, I didn't even know she wanted to act or anything, and all of a sudden she went out and got an agent and, you know, went on an interview and got the job. So.
You know what's commendable about that? Many parents who are big stars such as yourself will spoon feed the children up the way, and then something goes haywire.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Anyway, Rick Nelson at Madison Square Garden this coming Saturday. Welcome back to New York, and have a big success down there, and personally it's good to see you.